Buddhang Dhammang Sanghang Vantiyami សូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំសម្ដេចព្រះមហាសង្ឃរាជទាំងពីរគណៈជាទីគោរពសក្ការៈពងពោះបំផុតសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃយុសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃយុរងសម្ដេចព្រះជាគណៈប្រធានាធិបតីគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គជាទីគោរពសក្ការៈសូមចម្រើនពរសម្ដេចទ្រង់ឯកឧត្តមលោកជំទាវអស់លោកលោកស្រីញាតិញោមបងប្អូនមិត្តភក្តិទាំងអស់ដោយសេចក្តីស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានក្នុងព្រះធម៌ My deepest homage to the Triple Gem. I would like to pay my deep respect to the most respected Dear Holinesses, the Sangharajas of Cambodia, the most venerable monks, Excellencies, dear lay devotees, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Wednesday, 3rd June 2020. Welcome back to the program studying Buddhism and philosophy in English. This program is from Mangkulawan Temple, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. We have started this topic in the previous session, but I frame a little bit different from the previous session. The previous session topic was the Buddha's daily routine and the time management. Now, today I reframe it, time management in Buddhism with reference to the Buddha's daily routine. Yeah, today again start just a little bit after 8 in the evening, the Cambodian time. So some of you may not be online, but I have found out that at 8 in the evening Cambodian time, it seems more people can join this program, but somehow you may say something with regard to the time of this program. Say something with regard to the time of this program. Say something with regard to the time. In the previous session we discussed how the Buddha spent his time and the concept of
in the previous session we discussed
and we also discussed 3 of the 5 daily schedules of the Buddha. So today we'll continue the daily routine of the Buddha, especially the last 2 items of the 5. So yeah, before we go to the real time management, the concept of time management in Buddhism. So yes, number 4 in the daily routine of the Buddha, Puthakach 5 យ៉ាង is the Atharate Deva Panhanang. Yeah, the Pali in Khmer pronunciation is Atharate Deva Panhanang. The English is the midnight. Yeah. The Buddha answers or solve the riddles Yes, midnight the Buddha solves the riddle or problems of the devas, celestial beings. Let me put S here. Yeah, welcome every one of you to the program. If you have any comment or question, you may write in the box. So, Adha is midnight, mid, and Ratte night. So Adharate in the midnight. Deva Panhanang. Yeah, the riddles of the devas, problems of the devas. Yeah, I use the Pali terms here. You got to learn the Pali terms. This is the technical term in Buddhism, and the closest meanings should be celestial beings, the beings from Deva realms, from the heavenly realms, including the Brahma also. So the celestial beings, including the sixth heavenly realms and also the 16 of Brahma world. But mostly from the sixth heavenly world or heavenly realms who came to pose questions to solicit the answer from the Buddha. This time, midnight, should be, and in English it say in time division, it's called also the middle watch. Yeah, middle watch. The first watch from the evening after the sunset should be from 6 to 10 or 11. Then the middle watch, we used to say midnight, but the technical word for time division is middle watch. This time it's extend from around 10 p.m. as 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. the following after midnight. So approximately 4 hours. This is after the third routine or the third schedule that the Buddha deliver the sermons or discourses to the monks. And then immediately the Buddha spent for the celestial beings or the beings from the heavenly and Brahma worlds. So it roughly immediately after the giving discourse or sermons to the monks, ending at 10, and then he spent his time for the celestial beings, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. after midnight. During this period, this allocated time, the Buddha solved a lot of riddles kind of very subtle question of the celestial beings. Either they were from any of the heavenly realms like Chatumharajika, Tavatingsa, Yama, Tusita, Nimma, Narati, Paranim, Misavasavati. So these the 6 Deva realms, and also Brahma worlds, being from Brahma worlds. In the Tripitaka, in the Sangyutta Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya text, there's Devata Sangyutta. Devata So most of the answers or the problem solving of the Buddhas for the Devas is or have been included in this section, Devata Sangyutta, in the Sangyutta Nikaya, in the Suttanta Pitaka. I'll explain briefly in Khmer.ពុទ្ធកិច្ចទី4ក្នុងបណ្ដាពុទ្ធកិច្ចទាំង5គឺអដ្ឋរតេទេវបញ្ហាណੰទ្រង់ដោះប្រស្នាទេវតានៅពេលកណ្ដាលអធ្រាត្រអដ្ឋរតេកណ្ដាលអធ្រាត្រទេវបញ្ហាណੰបញ្ហារបស់ទេវតាក្នុងកំឡុងពេលហ្នឹងគឺព្រះពុទ្ធបានចំណាយពេលបន្ទាប់ពីសម្ដែងពធចំពោះព្រះភិក្ខុសង្ឃរួមទាំងសាមណេរផងពីម៉ោង6ដល់ម៉ោង10នឹងសម្ដែងពធដល់ព្រះភិក្ខុសង្ឃបន្ទាប់មកភ្លាមគឺព្រះពុទ្ធលោកទ្រង់ប្រើប្រាស់ពេលហ្នឹងគឺដោះប្រស្នាទេវតាណាពីប្រមាណម៉ោង10យប់ទៅដល់ម៉ោង2លំលងអធ្រាត្រហើយការដោះប្រស្នារបស់ទេវតាភាគច្រើនលើសលប់គឺមានចាត់បញ្ចូលនៅក្នុងផ្នែកមួយនៅក្នុងគម្ពីរសង្យុត្តនិកាយគឺឈ្មោះទេវតាសង្យុត្តយើងអាចឃើញនៅទីនោះជាច្រើនហើយក៏មានខ្លះទៀតនៅក្នុងគម្ពីរសុត្តនិបាតក៏មានទេវតាសង្យុត្តគឺការដោះប្រស្នាទេវតានៅក្នុងគម្ពីរនោះដែរគឺគម្ពីរឈ្មោះសុត្តនិបាតក្នុងខុទ្ទកនិកាយ So now back to English. So this, see, the Buddha spent quite a large amount of time for the celestial beings. So all the celestial beings could approach the Buddha, and some were able to learn a lot of things from the Buddha, especially like what is popular is in the discourse on the blessings, Mangala Sutta. The celestial beings could not find out the blessings, so they came to the Buddha and posed such a kind of riddles. So you see, in the modern time, we may say that there's no other beings besides human beings, animals and creatures, insects, which we could see with our bare eyes, our own eyes. But in Buddhism, it's quite clear, and especially from the Buddha's daily routine, he spent quite a large amount of time to solve the riddles of the devas or celestial beings. It's quite amazing, see, and it's daily, not only once, but every day. It's quite amazing. I'll continue. Now the last schedule of the Buddha is Pacho se vakate kale Bhappe bhappe vilokanang. In the Romanized Pali, Pacho se vakate kale Bhappa bhappe vilokanang. So I'll write the Pali in case you want to know it. The Pacho se va Pachu se Pachu se va te kale Bhapa bhape yeah. Pachu se vakate kale bhabba bhabbe vilokanang. So in the Khmer Pali is sorry. Sorry. Yeah, the meaning is in the before the dawn, yeah, before the dawn, Pacho Seva, before the sun break, before sunrise, before dawn, the Buddha surveys survey the world to see if any beings deserve yeah កូនខ្មែរចង់ចេះអង់គ្លេសណាលបងរៀនគណាផង yes ណារៀនកំពុងបង្រៀនហ្នឹងហើយប៉ុន្តែបង្រៀនជាលក្ខណៈបង្រៀនធម៌ឬបង្រៀនពុទ្ធវចនៈហ្នឹងតាមរយៈភាសាអង់គ្លេសហ្នឹងបើវាមានលក្ខណៈជ្រៅបន្តិចសម្រាប់បងប្អូនកូនខ្មែរអត់មានកម្មវិធីបង្រៀនអង់គ្លេសជាភាសាហ្នឹងទេ so now see the last schedule of the Buddha is before dawn the Buddha surveys the world or he looks at the world with the Buddha's net or the Buddha's knowledge to see if any beings deserve his help. Any beings deserve his help. This is important. So if any beings who have done enough merit or enough wholesomeness, then he or she could catch the Buddha's attention. Then the Buddha would see such beings and he went to help on the his arms round on going for Pindapata, then the Buddha would help those beings. Sometimes also not only humans but animals also caught the attention of the Buddha. So the Buddha helped even animals. Quite astonishing. So here the Buddha used this, the time is from around 2 to 6 a.m. But here the Buddha used this period from around to look at this. It's 4 to 6 a.m. To 6 a.m. just before the sun break or sunrise or before dawn. 4 to 6 a.m. This after the Buddha came out from his 1 hour deep sleep and another hour being in the ecstasy or great happiness of samapatti or attaining the sainthood, realizing or being in the sainthood, samapatti. So after that, from 4 to 6, the Buddha would use to survey the world, to look at the world, to see who could have enough merit or wholesomeness that could catch the Buddha's attention. Now I speak in Khmer a little bit that this is the last sorry នៅនេះគឺជាប្រការទី5នៅក្នុងពុទ្ធកិច្ចទាំង5យ៉ាងគឺបច្ចោសេវកតេកាលេភពាភពេវិលោកណੰណាព្រះពុទ្ធទ្រង់ពិចារណាមើលនៅឧបនិស្ស័យសត្វរូបទាំងមនុស្សនិងសត្វមែនតែនដែលគួរដល់ការត្រាស់ដឹងណាដោយគួរដល់ការយល់នៅប្រធัวរបស់ព្រះអង្គក្នុងពេលចិត្តភ្លឺណាក្នុងពេលចិត្តភ្លឺបច្ចោសេហ្នឹងក្នុងពេលបែកបច្ចោសម័យគឺពេលចិត្តភ្លឺណានេះពេលចិត្តភ្លឺ before dawn នឹងពេលចិត្តភ្លឺបច្ចោសេវកតេកាលេណាបច្ចោសេវកតេកាលេហ្នឹងគឺចិត្តភ្លឺពេលបែកបច្ចោសម័យអញ្ចឹងពុទ្ធលោករកពេលវេលានេះប្រហែលពីម៉ោង4ទៅម៉ោង6ណាម៉ោង4ទៅម៉ោង6ដើម្បីប្រមាលមើលនៅឧបនិស្ស័យសត្វថាបុគ្គលណាដែលគូដល់ការប្រោសប្រានពីព្រះពុទ្ធណាគឺអាចនឹងស្ដាប់ធម៌យល់ហើយនឹងអាចសម្រេចនៅសច្ចធម៌បានណាបុគ្គលនោះគឺមានឧបនិស្ស័យមានន័យថាបានធ្វើបុណ្យຕົកមកពពេកតបញ្ញតាធ្វើបុណ្យຕົកមកហើយមានឧបនិស្ស័យដែលអាចនឹងប្រពុតប្រោសយើងថាប្រោសបានប៉ុន្តែមិនប្រោសក្នុងន័យជួយសង្គ្រោះអីទេគឺជួយសម្ដែងពធัวឲ្យបុគ្គលនឹងអាចយល់បានមិនមែនប្រោសក្នុងន័យទៅជួយដោយក្នុងសាសនាដែលទេវនិយមនោះទេហ្នឹងដូចយើង ក្នុងភាសាខ្មែរយើងថាសូមឲ្យជួបនឹងព្រះច្បាស់នឹងធម៌ហ្នឹងណាអញ្ចឹងជួបនឹងព្រះហ្នឹងគឺដើម្បីបានជួបនឹងព្រះគឺបុគ្គលហ្នឹងត្រូវមានបុណ្យកុសលឧបនិស្ស័យខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ណាមិនមែនចេះតែបានជួបនឹងព្រះទេអញ្ចឹងដើម្បីបានជួបនឹងព្រះពុទ្ធជាបុគ្គលត្រាស់ដឹងហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវបានធ្វើបុណ្យຕົកមកហើយសន្សំបុណ្យនឹងល្មមគ្រប់គ្រាន់ដែលធ្វើឲ្យមានឧបនិស្ស័យអាចនឹងជួបនឹងព្រះពុទ្ធបានចាអញ្ចឹងខ្មែរយើងថាសូមឲ្យជួបនឹងព្រះច្បាស់នឹងធម៌ណានឹងគឺនឹងឯងនៅពេលដែលព្រះពុទ្ធលោកប្រមាលមើលឧបនិស្ស័យសត្វហ្នឹងគឺលោកឃើញបានអញ្ចឹងជួបនឹងព្រះច្បាស់នឹងធម៌នៅពេលណាយើងធ្វើបុណ្យហើយជាពិសេសគឺញាតិញោមចាស់ហ្នឹងតែងតែប្រាថ្នាណាសូមឲ្យជួបនឹងព្រះច្បាស់នឹងធម៌ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងព្រះពុទ្ធលោកប្រមាលមើលបនិស្ស័យសត្វហ្នឹងគឺរវាងពីម៉ោង4ទៅម៉ោង6ណា Now back to English I'll erase this Now, we see that in the daily routine of the Buddha, it appears that almost all the day long, the Buddha is occupied, the Buddha is busy. There's no time for rest, no time to waste. But in fact, the Buddha found some time to rest. For example, soon after the lunch, after meal, if there's no monks who approach him to ask, to clarify their doubts or to clarify their meditation techniques or to ask for objects of meditation, the Buddha could just sit and rest, for a while there. That's after lunch or after the midday meal. But then what time the Buddha sleep? That's the problem. The Buddha's sleeping time. Now, we see that in the daily routine or the 5 daily schedules of the Buddha, he spent almost all the time day long for his activities. Now, what time the Buddha sleep? The Buddha would sleep from 2 to 4 a.m. ណាប្រពុតផ្ទុំរវាងពីម៉ោង2ទៅម៉ោង4នេះម៉ោងនេះប្រពុតផ្ទុំម៉ោងពុតផ្ទុំ So the Buddha would sleep from 2, but not all this 2 hours long. The Buddha would divide from 2 to 3 a.m. deep sleep. Then 3 to 4 a.m. entering the sainthood, ecstasy. Sorry. So here, within this 2 hours duration, 2 to 4 a.m., the Buddha spent 2 to 3, 1 hour, 2 to 3 a.m. for deep sleep. So the Buddha quite astonishing person. Once he decided to sleep, he could fall asleep immediately and have deep sleep, unlike us, because the Buddha's mind is well trained, quite advanced, and quite superior. There's great mind. Or we can say Lokotra Chitta. Sorry. Lokotra Chitta, Lokotra Chat. Yeah. This is the supernatural mind. The Buddha had such a great mind because of the training, because of the perfection he got. So once the Buddha wants to sleep, the Buddha falls asleep and have a deep sleep immediately. Say at 2, it must be at 2, the Buddha falls asleep and have a deep sleep. From 2 to 3, 1 hour, full. This from 2 to 3. Then from 3 to 4, the Buddha would enter the ecstasy of sainthood or samapatti. Samabat, Nirod Samabat. Yeah. In English, called ecstasy of sainthood. The samapatti or samabat, Khmer. Yes, Tiep Samnang. I have one question to ask, whether or not the Buddha as the exercise or does the exercise in early morning. Yes, the Buddha does exercise, but not in the form of so fast bodily action, no? Like we run, we use the gyms. The Buddha normally he would walk up and down. We say pace up and down, changkama or changkram in Khmer, Pali Khmer, to practice to do also the kind of meditation as well as exercise at the same time. The Buddha walk up and down, yeah? And also during this period from 4 to 6 he would survey the world. Yeah? He would survey the world, look at the world to see whether other beings deserve his help. Yes. So the pacing up and down, the Buddha kind of doing the light exercise. Yeah? So during this period from 4 to 6, but 3 to 4 during this 1 hour, the Buddha would enjoy the great happiness in the samapatti or the ecstasy of sainthood. So this the Buddha would do it every day. And yeah, I said earlier that the from 4 to 6 you 4 to 6 a.m. the Buddha would use this walk pacing up and down or changkama. Sorry. Changkram. The walking up and down is kind of exercise, but not heavy exercise. We can say light exercise, but the Buddha was healthy, keep his body fit, because the Buddha also walked a lot from place to place, traveling. So this kind of activities help the Buddha to be very fit, and it's kind of also bodily activity. So it was good. But here the real kind of light exercise is within this, at the time of surveying the world. He would walk up and down, pacing up and down, or other words, walking up and down, the same, pacing or walking up and down. Pace means you do it lightly, not heavy step. And also mindfulness, doing while walking up and down, the Buddha was so mindfulness, and also especially he used the Buddha's eyes or the Buddha's knowledge to survey the world. So here we come to know that the time that the Buddha sleep, the real sleep is from only 1 hour duration, 1 to 3 a.m., including the 3 to 4 1 hour duration in which the Buddha entered the ecstasy of sainthood or entered the Samapatti. It's 2 hours. But this also this is the kind of like the Buddha would be his mind is in deep Samapatti. They just more than the meditation, but in deep kind of realization and tranquility. It's more than the jhana or chien, because Samapatti is after the 8th jhana. But of course the Buddha would enter the jhana but quite fast and then straight to Samapatti. He would not get stuck in the jhana. That's the Buddha. So because the Buddha would realize, would enjoy, we may say, or entered in kind of this deep ecstasy, and that's the great happiness, real happiness, Samapatti, after the 8 jhanas. So now the time is going very fast. Come to the point. This now the time management. Time management, how important? As we all know, time is precious. Time is precious. Time is gold, as we say,ពេលវេលាជាមាសប្រាក់ But this is the translation from the Khmer. We normally say time is precious. Time is precious. ពេលវេលាមានតម្លៃ Welcome teacher Simsara, or also sister Romani Mies. Time is precious. So if you can manage time, it means you can catch goal. When you can manage time, you can catch goal, and use the time wisely, you will get the fruit or result you want. This is just to remind you or that what we say in our daily life, and we know a lot about this. We remember, every one of us. Now, the Buddha gives a lot of significance to the time. In fact, the whole Buddha's mission was possible because of the time management. As you see, the Buddha could achieve his goal even through the realization of the Buddhahood or the attainment of the Buddhahood because of the time management. He could manage the time to his greatest advantage, that he was able to attain the Buddhahood, to achieve his goal. And after that, the whole 45 years mission of the Buddha was about the time management. If the Buddha did not follow his daily routine, the 5 schedules of every day, the Buddha would not be able to spread his Dharma or his teaching. So we can understand from the Buddha's daily routine that the Buddha values so much the time management. The time management is so much valued by the Buddha. If you can manage the time well, you can achieve whatever you wish. You see, we all have 24 hours per day, but some people could do many things, but some people cannot do much thing. Even some people cannot do anything. You see, we experience and in our life, that we always have time, I don't have time, but that's the excuse, We all have time in the world if we manage the time properly. We can do a lot of things. I have experienced myself during my studies and even now, before also, while working, I could manage time to study and also teaching, to do quite a lot of things, but that's not the best management of time. But somehow I have been able to manage it to quite advantage for me and also to help others. So time management is so much valued as reflected in the Buddha's daily routine, that we can manage the time. Now, see, the Buddha also used this, the Kalanyutta, we may say this first, the mindfulness, the concept of mindfulness. Your right mindfulness. The concept of right mindfulness, samasati, is all about knowing the time well. It's about the time management, how you know about the time. Yes, Sister Romani Mies, I have a terrible time management, Venerable. So thank you for bringing up this topic. Yes, you can always change. There's never too late. The concept of right mindfulness is really about the time. How you know the time, especially here and now. Every present moment is precious. Only the time that you could do things. No? The Buddha taught us not to worry about the past, not to repent about the time passed by, not to worry about the future, but to be here and now, to use the present moment wisely. That's the greatest advice of the Buddha. And this one, right mindfulness, is about the time that you have to be mindful of every moment. That use that moment to your advantage or for the benefit of you and others. That's very important. Now, how you can, and another, this is the concept of right mindfulness. Then the Buddha say also kalanyutta, knowing the time. This one of the 7 Satta Purisa Dhamma, or the 7 qualities of a person, of a good person. Purisa Dhamma. The Buddha succinctly taught this, that knowing the time is one of the 7 qualities of a great person. Sappurisa Dhamma. See, this about how the time is valued by the Buddha or by Buddhism. Right mindfulness, samasati, knowing the time, kalanyutta, and also the Buddha exhort that you should achieve or do things today itself. For one, no one knows. We could die tomorrow. Yeah? The Pali word acheva kechang atapang ko chanya parang soe, marnang soe. So Achewa Kechang Atabang Ko Chanya Maranang Suwe. Do things today itself. Who knows? We would die tomorrow. This is about how time is important or precious. If you just put or delay for tomorrow, or then tomorrow never come. Tomorrow never comes. So we need to have to, if we can complete it today, and tomorrow will be other things if we don't die. And who knows? Especially with regard to our merit, we have to do it every day whenever we have life. When who knows, we would die tomorrow. This is very important, that to prove that the Buddhas value so much time management. And in fact, the whole life of the Buddha and even his previous life as Bodhisattva, the Buddha valued the time so highly, and he made use of the time so effectively to his great advantage in the pursuit of Buddhahood. See. So how can we make use the time here? The problem, how we can make use the time? How we make use of the time? There may be 3 points that we can use the time wisely. How to make use of the time effectively? This is very crucial question. There are many ways that you can make use the time effectively or to our advantage, for our benefit. But here I would recommend 3 things. Number 1 is that you need to Number 1 is create space Number 1 is create space in the pace. As in the pace mean in the busyness of our life. We always complain that we're so busy, we're so occupied, we have a lot of things to do, or we have so much thing to do, no time, not enough time. But this is how to use the time is effectively. Create space in the pace, meaning despite the busy schedules or your have so much schedules or programs in life, but have to create space. I mean, have to have the gap and to reflect upon your work. That's very important. I have noticed that Japanese people, they have this habit. After doing some work, they take a break, especially teamwork, and they brainstorm. They talk about it, what we have done in the previous session, what result we got, what the mishaps, shortcomings that they had made. So then they go back to do the work. They don't just take break and being idle. No, that is Japanese people. Especially in the conference, the volunteers, they are divided into groups to undertake or to be responsible for different things. And then their team, they have the teamwork. After every session, they would meet and, to see and reflect for what they have done, whether that's good, they continue, improve it, or if it is bad, there's shortcomings, they would throw it away. So this is very important. Have to take a reflection. Reflecting. Then number 2, Then number 2, my recommendation is be up to the task. Catch yourself before things catch you. This means that when you have thing to do, you have the schedule, you have to perform it on time, if not in time. On time. Do it on time so that you would not be late. So catch yourself before things catch you. If you are late, then the schedules or the things that you need to do will come up more and more, and it becomes so much, one upon others and more, then you don't know what to do first. But when you come to that point, prioritization of things is important, the utmost important. You have to prioritize what you need to do first. If you have a bundle or a mess of so much things, you have to prioritize what to do first, next. This is important, not to wait for things to come and bundle together, overlapping more and more. That would be disgusting, and you feel hopeless sometimes when so much things come because we could not do it, we did not do it in time. Then the other programs come on more and more. That's things catch you. Sister Romanimus, how do you say priority in Khmer? Priority, we say Atiphep. But here is I said it's prioritization. Prioritization of the things that you need to do. Atiphep. Priority, Atiphep. Prioritization. What is the correct word for in Khmer? Prioritization. For Atiphep Kam. Atiphep Kam. So you have to prioritize which one you need to do first, then which one next. Try to finish all the things and to clear the things. Then you become relief. Now, the third point, my recommendation is that reframing here. Reframing here means you need to reschedule. Have to reschedule. For example, if we haven't done the things that we had to do, and then things bundled together becomes heap of things, so much overlapping, then we need to reschedule. And if all the things already outdated, throw them away, then reframe it. Now, start new thing, meaning start new thing. Starting anew, sorry. So let's have a fresh start. Why bother about all those things which already outdated and we could not do it? So okay, these are outdated, obsolete. Then have a fresh start. That's best way, reframing. So I think this is very important that we can make use of the time effectively. Otherwise, you get stressed, depressed. Why need to have that? Start anew, mean have a fresh start. Forget all the previous things. That would be very nice for you, for me, for us. That okay, past has gone. Then why we cannot start anew or have a fresh start? This way, I think we can make use of the time effectively in our life. And remember, time does not wait for us. So this is that we have to keep in mind. Time never waits for us, or time do not wait for us. Time does not wait for us. So we need to be effectively manage our time, make use of it wisely. So before I wind up today's session, according to the Buddha's teaching, the time management is so important and so much crucial in our life, especially with reference to the Buddha's daily routine. We could see that the Buddha made use of the time so effectively. So our life depends on the success of our life, or our life success depends on how effectively we manage the time. Yeah, I would leave you by this statement. The success of our life depends on how effectively we manage our time. ជោគជ័យនៃជីវិតរបស់យើងអាស្រ័យនឹងថាតើយើងអាចចាត់ចែងពេលវេលាមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពប៉ុណ្ណា So I think today is quite long. It's more than 1 hour, and it is time for me to end the session. Also tired today. The last few days, lot of meetings and headaches. Somehow could find time for this session, which I value it so much, and I'm encouraged by you all, by the people who join, who watch the program. Every session I see many hits, and many people watch or studying lively people comments. This great encouragement for me. So I wish you good health, happiness and success. Thank you so much.